Will Day has become a highly celebrated artist in Australia's country music scene, and he's performed at iconic festivals such as the Tamworth Country Music Festival, Savannah in the Round, Gympie Music Muster, Denny Ute Muster, Texas Country Music Festival in Queensland, and Winton's Way Out West Fest. His electrifying new single, Red Dirt Church, that I played just a second ago, follows a string of standout singles over the past few years, including the chart-topping Countrified, the emotional Dear Dad, and crowd favourites Always a Girl, The Way We Are, Find Myself a Dirt Road, and the high-energy country rock anthem, My Kind of Crowd, all of which remain firm favourites in the Country Club playlist. Will's passion for country music is undoubtedly strong, constantly releasing heartfelt ballads, along with supercharged foot-stomping rockers, has ensured he has continued to build his prominence as one of Australia's premier country music artists, a reputation that has undoubtedly been further cemented with his latest awesome single. With a genuine gift of storytelling, combined with compelling vocals and the ability to connect with a crowd, Will has become one of this country's foremost artists, and he will undoubtedly be at the cutting edge of country music for a long time to come. I first interviewed Will on the phone back in December of 2019 and have done so again several times since then, and I'm sincerely delighted to have the opportunity of catching up with him again today. I've got him waiting patiently on the blower, so why don't I bring him on air right away. Hello, Will. How are you going, mate?
G'day, Harry. I'm well, mate. How are you?
I'm great. A little bit cold, but we've had this conversation off air, so I'm not going to revisit it just to give you the pleasure of rubbing it in a bit more. Oh dear. Okay, what would we do without the weather, eh?
It's right, mate. Yeah, it's. I must say, like I said off air, it's pretty nice up here in Queensland at the moment, but we have our share of inclement weather too, so it's all good.
Well, when you do, you know it.
Exactly right. It doesn't mess around.
No, it gets fair income up there. But anyway, you got to pay the piper, mate. As simple as that.
That's right, mate. Well said. Well said.
All right, look, welcome once more to the Country Club. It's always great to have you on the show. If this keeps up, I'm going to have to charge you membership fees, but I'll talk to the committee about that one. So, all right, let's talk about this Red Dirt Church song of yours. Excellent stuff. Tell us the story behind it. Did you write that alone, or was it a co-write?
It was a co-write, Harry, and thanks for the kind words. It's always nice to, just for old Wayne to come on air there, or, hearing the single play, and it's always nice to hear that as an artist, Your song on the airwaves, and, 6 years we've been chatting. Oh, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't realise it's been that long, but that's fantastic. Thanks for your support with the new one, as always, and yeah, I co-wrote this with Tom Wolfe Brothers, and Jared Adlam.
Cool.
Yeah. He's been Jared's been my producer for many years now, and so we co-wrote this last year, towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those songs. It was actually Jared that sort of brought this idea of the title and a bit of a melody for the chorus, and he said, "What do you think?" And he thought it would suit me, and then we got Tom involved. It was just the right combination for this song, and it's ended up being a song that I guess really it sounds really silly, but it's very me. Like the production, the songwriting, the sort of song it is, kind of that country rock sound that I love to create is very me. And I think I grew up in a small town, Harry, I've told you this before on air, but Gundawindi, Queensland, and really this song, we wanted to write it about just, I guess, based on my upbringing, but also being really grateful for, I guess, this country we live in, how beautiful it is, and just the great wide open yonder. How good it is to be out, whether you're caravanning around Australia or you're playing country music festivals, in the desert or whatever it is. Just to kind of, I guess, reflect on my upbringing, but also, reflect on how lucky we are to live in, mate. Yeah.
Absolutely. I could not agree with you more, Will. I really couldn't. I've travelled, around Australia in a motorhome, me and the missus, and also, with a mate of mine. We were doing some gigs around, Western Australia. and it is an amazing country. It really is. You know, every time I talk about Australia, the hair stands up on the back of my neck. I just love this country so much, and there's so much of it to love. You know, and people
That's
don't.
right. And
Yeah, go on.
yeah, look, I live in the city now, Harry, and
Yeah.
I think like a lot of folks, maybe you're about to say this, but a lot of folks sort of don't get this. I mean, a lot of us do get to see a lot of it, but a lot of folks don't. You know,
No.
Head west or northwest or southwest or whatever it is, just towards, it's that regional. There's so many beautiful regional areas and remote areas in our country, and I think I guess the idea of the song is just like it's not meant to be overly religious or anything at all. It's just like this is the idea of like, this is our church, we're outdoors, and aren't we great? So yeah, it's a beautiful country.
Yeah, it reminds me in some ways of a song from Adam Brand and Matt Cornell. They collaborate on a song together called Our Church.
Yes, yeah.
And I heard Matt Cornell explain the story behind the song, and again, it's got no real religious connotations. It's just a song about they're playing in front of a huge audience and just travelling around Australia and and then I got the song. I understood the song once that was explained to me, and from what you're saying, I'm getting the same impression about Red Dirt Church.
Very much, mate. Very much, and I think, look, I mean, when I grew up, I didn't grow up on the land or anything, but I also spent a lot of time on properties with my mates fishing and, whatever, that kind of stuff, and riding around on horses. And I think it's just that idea of being outdoors and appreciating what we have is a very special thing. Yeah. Absolutely,
yeah. I agree with you. There's stuff in this country that you don't get anywhere else. Boab trees, for instance, I mean, they got them in South Africa, but they call them something else. But, I mean, you see a boab tree and you understand, the indigenous people saying that, it got stuck upside down.
Yeah, that's right. But you're right, though. So many unique parts about our country and the flora and fauna that, it's just beautiful. So, yeah.
Absolutely, and, so watching a wedgetail, taken off from a bit of roadkill on the side of the road, it's just, you just don't get that in the city,
You don't, and that's a good, there's some nice imagery you're creating there, with the with this sort of stuff. And I was up in Northern Territory fishing early this year, and finally caught my first barra. And there's just so many things that are unique about this place, and aren't we lucky? So it's all good.
Great stuff. I remember in Broome once I went to a cafe at Cable Beach, and they served barra burgers. And I still remember it to this day. It's like 20 years or more ago, and I still remember that barra burger. And you just don't get that in Melbourne, or Sydney, I guess.
No, that's right, exactly right, mate. Yep.
Look, there's so many things we can talk about this country, and just rave about it. But let's get back to you. Now, what's your main influences? I mean, who are the people that influenced you the most as a songwriter and a performer?
Yeah, look, this generally stays sort of consistent for me over the years, Harry. But my answer for that question is usually the reason I sort of, from a performance kind of angle, like. It's really obvious, and I mean, there'll be millions of artists around the world that have referenced Keith Urban as for that performance element. But to be honest, I really got into modern country music because of him, and also American artists such as Alan Jackson and Garth Brooks, who were in that time.
Yep.
They were the kind of the most prominent artists here in Australia. You look at Australian country music fans now, and there are so many American artists that are making waves here. It's actually quite incredible, and the rise of country music is incredible.
Yeah.
But for me, I came from a rock. I guess I was listening to a lot of rock music in my teens.
Yeah.
Not overly hard stuff, but just a bit of everything. And so from the performance element, definitely. But I started listening to artists like Cat Stevens, or his Yusuf now, and Paul Kelly and Harry Chapin, sort of, a lot of 70s stuff like the Eagles and James Taylor.
Right.
That's what my parents sort of were playing, and they introduced me to a lot of that kind of 70s folk singer-songwriter music.
Okay.
with a few of those artists I mentioned, and I wouldn't say I write like them, obviously, but I mean, you become what you've listened to and the sort of music you've been surrounded by. So you got to mention those artists.
Yeah.
And there's a few songwriters now that I just think are incredible, such as Riley Green,
Right.
from America.
Yep.
Chris Stapleton's incredible. So I mean, I listen to a lot of music now, and it's kind of there's various influences, but there's a few from when I was a teenager. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've said this to you before. I mean, I really, really do like country rock. I think it's a marriage made in heaven, and to me, you exemplify that sort of mix of country and rock, and you do it so well. You know, it's hello.
I'm still here.
Okay, that wasn't me.
No, that's me.
Okay,
I'll tell you where I am, Harry. Have you ever been to an IKEA?
No, I haven't. But
that's where I am. It's quite a journey, but I found this nice little spot to chat to you today, so it's lovely. And it's like you're going into this big maze. It's quite incredible for any of your listeners that have been in IKEA. It can be quite daunting.
Okay, all right, and I love the chime. You know, I mean that's great, good stuff. All right, now, but anyway, getting back. So yeah, I get what you're saying about the rockier type of country. It absolutely does touch me very much, and it tends to be the stuff I play most of all. On this program, because I absolutely am a huge fan of country rock. Now, in the intro, I mentioned the fact that you played at the Denny Ute Muster.
I did.
And
yep.
Was that the first time you played at that Ute Muster?
First time, mate. First time last year. So I took the band down, and we stayed. We actually stayed right near the Murray, and it was just a beautiful place to stay in, and what an incredible festival. It's one of those festivals. I mean, wanting to play for many years, and finally got the Guernsey last year. So wanted to tick off. It's a bucket list festival, and they do such a good job.
Okay.
Family friendly fest, just incredible, mate. Yeah, really good.
Nice. Are you booked to play there again?
Not this year, mate. They, like most festivals, they mix the lineups up, which is 100% fair enough. So one day, hopefully again, mate, I'll be back. Yeah,
that's great. It's been so long since I've been to Deniliquin. I remember the town quite well. It used to be where we'd go pig shooting.
Yep. It's great pig shooting country, and we actually watched. I took my family down, and we watched John Williamson on Sunset play the main stage. It was something else. So
wow.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah,
great stuff. Yeah, it's a nice place, but it must have come along a lot since the last time I was there. But maybe one day, it's on my bucket list. Maybe one day I'll get back there to have a look at it. See how much it's changed. But yeah, nice town. That whole area, Deniliquin and Balranald, and all around that area, just great stuff.
It's beautiful. It's the first time I've spent time around that part of regional Victoria. I did the BNS at Elmore this year as well.
Okay.
It's not too far from there, so
right.
Yeah, really beautiful part of our country. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Deniliquin's actually in New South Wales, not Victoria.
Of course, technically, yeah. Typical Queensland. I don't know my geography down there. It's close, though.
Just a bit of a geography lesson there for you.
It's close enough.
Near enough, yeah, you're quite right. It ain't in Queensland, that's the main thing.
That's the main thing. I've got that part right.
Yeah. I love it. This is why I always look forward to talking to you on the phone, Will, because it's always such a great conversation. It's absolutely... Yeah, good on you. So, how long have you been playing music? I mean, you mentioned you took it up when you were, 14 or something?
Yeah, about 14, mate. My parents bought me a blue Magnum guitar.
Okay.
Had a pickup in it so I could plug it in. I was sort of playing. I was in a high school band. We were playing in pubs by the time I was 16. I mean, one pub, because there's one pub or a few pubs in the town I grew up in. And ever since then, mate, it's just rest is history, as they say. But it's just always been what I've kept at, really. It's just kind of stuck with me. I just, one of those things, and I'm kind of, got a lot of stuff I still want to achieve. But yeah, music's been very good to me, and I'm very grateful.
That's good, and you deserve it, Will. I mean, you're a great artist. You're very talented, and you know what you're doing, and that counts for a lot, you know. So,
Oh, thanks, Harry.
I admire anyone that's got your level of talent, and always on the show. Always like to play your material. Now, well, I guess I could ask you just quickly, what advice would you have for someone who's just starting out in the country music area?
Yeah, look, for me, the little saying I live by, and I've probably told you this before, but you know, is persistence creates longevity. For me, like you mentioned in my bio there, like you know, there's a lot of artists doing what we do, right, and trying to have a crack. But for me, I want to be around in 20 years doing the thing still and releasing music and that kind of stuff. So my best piece of advice is make a decision about what you want to do, and if you want to be an artist and write songs and make a living from it and tour and play live music, do it. Make a decision, stick to it, but be prepared to be super, super persistent and just don't give up. I know it sounds very cliche, but that's the truth, because if you do, it just won't last, and that's how you create longevity for yourself.
Fair enough. Yep. Sounds like good advice. Okay, we're starting to run out of time here, but now, oh, there we go. IKEA's at it again. Nice. I love it. Oh, good stuff. Okay, now, you're booked for Savannah in the Round next month. Is that right?
That's correct, mate. It's funny. I play these festivals, and they're all so unique in their own right. And Savannah's another one. It's far North Queensland and Mareeba. Great people that run the festival, and it's my favourite part. One of my favourite parts of Queensland. But it's a great festival, killer lineup, and it's actually the first time I played this on I did it with my mate Colton years ago, but it's actually on my first time on my own right playing the festival. So I'm really looking forward to it, mate. It's going to be absolutely awesome. It's a really good one. Yeah, fantastic.
Excellent. And also you got Regfest's Roma Country Music Festival in November.
Yeah, Regfest. I haven't worked at Regfest before, and this will be the first time, which I'm actually really excited about, mate. They do stuff all around the place, like, you know, down your way in Victoria and Western Australia. So first time, headlined by Becky Cole and the Wolf Brothers. So can't wait, mate. Yeah,
nice. You can't beat the Wolfies. I reckon they're great. I'm a huge fan.
They're fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I saw them live here in Melbourne. I think about a year ago or something. But yeah, what a great show. You know, they work so.
They're so polished, and they deserve all the success. But they're just such great blokes. That's the best thing about the Wolfies, mate. They're just down to earth and authentic, and that authenticity creates longevity too, in my opinion. So 100%.
They're one of the handful of people that I really, really do enjoy interviewing. You're one of them, obviously. You're the little finger, and they're the middle finger. But I really do. You know, I mean, I put you and them in the same class. I reckon you're great stuff.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Look, I need to sign off. Thank you so much again for taking the time to have this chat with me, especially on your trip to IKEA, mate. You know, I didn't really want to. I'm a bit worried about interrupting that, but anyway.
Not at all, mate. No, it's all good.
Excellent.
All good.
Okay. All right. Look, have yourself a great time there, and I look forward to doing this again with you real soon, because I know we're going to. There's no doubt about it. I've got you in my claws. You're not escaping. All right. So, look, thanks again, and I'll talk to you again real soon. In the meantime...
As always, mate, always a pleasure. Thanks so much, Aaron. You take care of yourself. I appreciate the support, mate. Great to chat.
You too, mate. Have fun at the festivals, and, you know, do your job well. I know you're going to.
Thank you, Harry. Much appreciated. Cheers, mate.
All right, mate. See you next time.
See you later. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.